Hey guys, and welcome back to Brinker Family Farm. My name is Julie. I'm going to take you on a tour of our EQIP grant that we've gotten done so far. Hey guys, so I was going to start sharing a little bit more about our EQIP grant and just had the kids, so we'll be piecing in a little bit of this and that to get you through and so you can understand a little bit more. The EQIP grant is helping us with our pastures and improving our spaces so that we can rotationally graze them. Part of our EQIP grant is for the outside pasture, putting in a hay field for them so we can rotationally graze them, and they'll have a specific information for that. We also have a heavy use pad and water that was included in our grant. This is our folder with all the information in it that is required for our grant contract. Ours is a pasture project and it's improving our pasture so that we can graze our animals. So example of one of the informations that we have to stick with is this one. This is about forage and biomass planting. So it tells you the definition, purposes, conditions, establishment, and gives us all the seedings that they would want for our county and the area that we are in. And here's another example of information that they provided for us. This is our concrete slab that we had done. It was for part of our heavy use pad, and this one had 19 pages of information that shared everything that we needed to know to make sure we met the requirements of our grant. So that's just, that takes up a lot of the paperwork in this, is giving the specifications for things. And then when we open it up to here, this is like our conservation plan. This is a map of our property. This yellow outlining is the fence, and this is like our heavy use pad. These are pastures, and then this is a specific one that shows us the pasture and hay planting where they would go. And these three lots, this heavy use one has no planting required of it. It does have, like, the pad is in here, there's water that runs to over here, and this isn't quite right. It ends up cutting across a little bit. This must have been the first draft and not exactly what we ended up with, because we didn't cover all this. This area right here has more fruit trees and things like that in my in-laws yard, so it actually cuts more across this way. But there is a water line that has a water system here and up at the heavy use pad, and we'll have to run water, which another map would share where the water lines go. So this is just part of our grant, and I want you to just kind of get a little gist of that. So we applied for the EQIP grant in April of 2022. That's when we got our 2 cows in the pasture that's right beside our house completed, and that helped with our grant application. I'm going to read off of here what EQIP means for you. EQIP is an environmental quality incentive program provided through the Natural Resources Conservation Service. The gentleman that helped us with our grant writing process, his name is Kevin. He's with the Carroll County Soil and Water Conservation. So if you're in the Ohio area and you're looking for some help, he is really good and knows a lot of information and can really help build you an application that would be suitable for your needs and help you along in the process. He's also the person that comes out every time we get anything done, whether it's the measuring where our hedgerow went, where the pasture fencing had just got completed, and even like the water line and all that. He comes out, measures everything, and then takes it to the next steps. That way we can get paid back for the things that we had done. Part of our grant was showing that we had already had some established pastures, so the guys put in this pasture behind us, and so it runs along here and goes on the tree line and then up to our chicken. It cuts right up to our property. It is on my in-laws, and it's right on the other side of our chicken coop that Bill built. Another thing that helped is Bo and I are considered first-time farmers, so that was another bonus and extra points towards our grant as well. This is the first fenced-in area we did last year. It's considered a heavy use pasture, and where the hay was is a cement pad that is supposed to be just for winter uses. And you can see where the cows are right along the tree line right there. They were just down in the pasture beside our house, but now we've moved them back over here so that they can be in this area and that other spot can rest. This is the other end of that pasture, and the blue in the middle of that gravel area is a continuous water. They had to put that in and run a water line connecting to one of the outdoor waters that is already at my in-laws. This is just one of the parts that we had to finish up for that grant. That green gate in the corner there, the guys had just put that in, and it runs, there's a fence that runs through the woods and brings the cows over to our pasture, so we don't have to load them up and move them whenever we want them to be in the other pasture. This fence behind me, which has got wheat in it right now, is our pasture for this year. They just had it done within the last month. After they get the wheat off, the guys will have to come through and get in a water line that'll be part of this area, and they will also come through and plant the hay that's in our list of hay mixes that we're allowed to use. Then this next year will be a pasture that we can get funding for grazing, rotationally grazing on. That as part of our grant, if we rotationally graze, they will pay us for that as well. So this pasture will run to the tree line and go all the way back to the corner, and then it cuts across and comes up along here, which has a driveway and the barn on the other side. We have like one more year of fencing and projects like with the water line and stuff like that, and then all of our projects will be done and we'll be on to the grazing part. They will pay us for the grazing once we get to that point as well, and that'll go for till 2027, and that's when our grant will expire. I'm just really glad that we've been able to have this opportunity. It's really helped us a lot and getting us farther than we could have done on our own, and we're very grateful and feel fortunate that we get to be part of this. Alright guys, well until next time, don't forget to grow something beautiful, whether gardens, animals, scales, or community. We know you can do it, and we're here to root you on. If you have any questions about the EQIP grant, don't forget to stick it down in the comments and I'll do my best to answer it for you. Until next time, bye now.